If you have not subscribed to Alboa Cinema, this is where you will get everything. So subscribe. Ni wewe naongelesha. Subscribe.
So now, karibu to Alboa Cinema. Now, there was a few days ago, there was a lot of talk about my guy, Andrew Kibe. Now, the thing is, there was, is he broke, or is he suffering? I don't know who started that particular. I believe it's Aoko. Is she called Aoko? That noisemaker on X. Yes. So I tried to look for the podcast that they were talking that came from, and I found it was here on Every Other Time with Eric EOTWE. Yes, your subscribe Apple. So it does very interesting podcasts. So I wanted to listen to this. While I was listening to it, I came across this section why like Andrew really got how do we say like sort of, can we say his popularity fell a bit with Gen Z because of that Gen Z protests and all those things. So I thought what he was talking about here was very interesting, and I'm going to react to it while I give you my 2 cents about what I think about these political movements, as you always do. So let's hear what Andrew Kibe, Mr. Lambistic, is saying here on Every Time with Eric EOTWE. It's a long name.
Unless you get into the game, you'll never know really what they're doing on the other side. And then there's no communal brain. That's also what I realized. You'd think that there's a deep, dark state doing deep, dark things. No, bro. It's just people like you and I thinking it out and saying, oh, let's do this, let's do that. Some of the people didn't know what was happening at the time. They were meeting, what are we doing? What are we going to do? We're under threat. They didn't know. You would think that everybody has, in the government side.
Are so aware.
No, they didn't know. They were all lost. Right?
You see, this is what happens to many of these African governments, and then many others. When these protests are planned, because they are planned, if you don't know now, all these NGOs and what foreign countries and what activists, media, what they call civil society, and some politicians, they usually planned, especially when they are trying to target a politician for good reason or bad. I'm not giving a judgment, I'm just saying what it is. When you're targeting a government or politician, not a person or whatever, they do that. The thing is, it astounds me just how these guys are always caught off, because it's a really played out tactic that has been used for a long time to take over governments and whatnot. It's like our protests and all. It's just that here locally the guys don't care. Remember human rights, they don't care. In fact, even the activists themselves, they don't really care. It's just a thing of it is good for the moment, for the funding, for the exposure and all those things. So what he is saying is that it seemed that there was a lot of disorganization within the government even to kind of react to this. I would say because I would fight them the propaganda game, like online messaging, but obviously the violence usually shows that your argument is kind of taking a beating, or at least the support, because you're a politician, is taking a beating. So you kind of have to adjust your strategies, and as dictators, Africa, everywhere, you have to lean on violence. Nyamazisha watu kidogo and extract resources or take away resources, whatever the case. But we'll hear. I listened to Caswell. I'm going to play something that he talked on Citizen yesterday that I thought was very interesting, because it's how he came about it. Because I've spoken to him like on a space before, so I thought how he spoke showed a bit more maturity than I gave him credit for, but also he learned very fast when he came in there. And there are interesting things he said about all these people saying, this Gen Z protest. There's some interesting things.
All the way up.
Tuacha tusikize Kibe kwanza.
Up, my guy. Why do you think Ruto came to the spaces? Even he was lost. Yeah? Otherwise, he would never have come to the spaces.
He didn't know what was going on.
For him to yield. So we all yielded. We all fell for the bullshit.
So did anything change on that day, 25th?
No.
Mdomo imekauka.
Because a lot of people
that's the truth. After the protest, nothing changed. Okay, for many people, it's changed because a lot of people were shot and lives were destroyed.
Someone trying to insist that, that is the day that Kenya changed forever.
No.
I think the country burst a collective emotional nut that was needed. And then now it will take another
That's a good description. Everybody did a release. Okay, rudini kazi sasa.
cycle of pressure, another 10 years.
Every 10 years, something like that has to happen. But there's no real change that comes with that because it's all emotional. So what happens is
That's the
people
truth.
people ride on that emotional wave. They get what they're getting, and then everybody goes back to being who they were. So now from that whole melee, there may be 3-4 people who got some positions here, who got to meet the right people because they were the most vocal.
Isn't that the facts? I mean, Kasmuel is one. There was the other lady. I don't really know them well, but there are a few of those people who've already established themselves. And of course, you have the guy those and Boniface Mwangis. So yeah.
Do you know when I felt stupid, Kibe? In my naivety. So there was a time I hosted someone, and when they came, a journalist, people who watch my show will know. And I was always of this thought that because all these guys, exposed guys, when he comes here, he won't know. How can I offer him my water? How can I offer him something he won't take because his life's under threat? The first thing he said when he got in here is like, hey, you have breakfast. So me, in my mind, I'm thinking, Allah. Immediately it clicked. I'm like, oh, it's just a game. Everything's a game.
Everybody, like especially the media.
You're chasing the game.
Problem is, if you get emotional, you're out of the game. So game haitaki emotions. Game unataka ucheze vile inafaa kuchezwa. Play it the way you're supposed to play it. So if you're playing a game, like now in boxing, the first thing they teach you is how to protect your mind, not your head. Your mind, because if I get into your head,
You've lost before you began.
Mind, you're done. You lose your training. You forget everything. If I tell you, your mom's a bitch. My mom's a bitch. Do you remember what Zinedine Zidane did?
You get emotional.
Yeah.
Zinedine Zidane was kicked out of the World Cup final because somebody said something about his sister, his mother.
Yeah.
Whole Zizou.
That doesn't make sense to you. Like, a lot of people like to talk shit about the guy, but this is basic stuff we see. Like, especially if you're trying to do something important, but you're overrode with emotion, how many right decisions are you going to make when you're overrode with emotion? Personally, I've rarely made good decisions under emotion or when I have heavy emotions attached to it. Like, it's because you can't really calm down enough to look at all the variables that are involved. You just want to satiate your anger or whatever it is at that moment. It goes with sex too. If you're going to smash something that you've wanted for so long, maybe you spend your rent there. Because you're not thinking rationally. It's your emotion. You're being driven by this thing. So, yeah, that's that.
Imagine, this guy had such a stellar career, and it all comes down to there is one moment where you've got emotional. That's all we remember you for.
Put that moment on the screen.
Yeah, that's all we remember you for. This guy
this one.
headbutted a guy.
Did you guys, are you old enough to... Did you watch that?
Will Smith.
Will
He
Smith.
was laughing, then he looked at his bitch. Oh, she's not laughing. Pop! That's all we ever remember. Bro, this guy has done some of the biggest movies.
Yep.
But he's never going to take that slap away.
And we'd never look at him the same again.
People probably will never watch his movies again. So,
Although he did that, the slave movie did after that, this incident. It was one of the better ones I've seen, actually. They were like American slaves. He was a slave, then became like he was fighting in the American Civil War, and he was trying to cross to another. It was actually pretty good, but because it came on the back of that and all this woke nonsense, identitarianism, and everybody's racist and all, it just kind of muddied the waters. But it's really a good movie. I'll give it a 7 out of 10 at least, 7.5 out of 10. It was really good. Yeah.
The emotional aspect of it, bro, you must protect yourself. Never allow yourself to get emotional. Because once you get emotional, you
Overly emotional.
belong to somebody else.
Yes.
Somebody else taking your will away from you.
They pull your,
So we
press your
fell for
buttons, so to speak.
And we have paid for it.
And we fell hard, man.
Yeah, we fell for it and we have paid for it because we should have seen that opportunity for ourselves. By now, you and I should be in Gaba. Why not? Who's going to fix this shit? We can't let these guys of shags run our country. You see how they do it? They have no finesse.
My name is Chris Okoth, and I got a job as a software engineer after
every time you
finishing
listen to this guy,
a
you
program
realize
at-
why he's so popular.
They have no class.
He just says what he
Yeah.
thinks.
It's a rogue.
Even the way they do things, the way they build,
But
the way they
Oshago.
build roads, the way they build buildings, it's rubbish. They're doing it, yes, but it's rubbish because these are shags people. So you can't expect them to do much. So people like you and I, who are walking in enlightenment, have to now take up the mantle and start fixing the shit for ourselves. Okay? So that's what I saw. I saw a missed opportunity, but I also learned a lot. What did you learn? I learned that I was still a bitch. And
You hear that? When somebody just telling you the truth. And like, you see, the thing is, that a lot of people don't understand where this guy's power comes from. It's like he's able to just own his shit just like that. Yes, if something, like, hey, there. Because I did criticize him the time when he capitulated to Gen Z. But, the thing is, like, when somebody comes like this, even if you say, oh, he's broke, he's this, he can tell you I'm broke. So you won't feel good about you won't go away feeling great because he's broke. If you are broke, you yourself also, you'll continue being broke. If you are rich, you'll continue probably with whatever issues you have. So his station in life would not affect yours, really. So it's about being petty and small. There are so many guys like on X who are like throwing tantrums about this guy. Mara is seen with this 32-year-old woman on a podcast of cooking, or is like you start making ridiculous like, guys, I know it's the internet. People need to get views, but you have to stop lying, man. It's very easy to debunk these things, and for those who are debunkers, we make more money. Try harder to get, or at least more traction. Try harder to get the right information first.
To get rid of that bitch, and that bitch, I got rid of that bitch in Marsabit.
So you thought you had reached a point in your life where
he did the 47 county, right? I think he went to 45 because the others were Jiro. One of those were there was no security. So that stuff is hard, man. He did 47 days, 45 counties in 47 days on a motorbike. Yeah.
So you thought you had come to a sense of self, but kumbe you were just a bit above most people.
Like a millimeter. Like a very small millimeter. I was not way ahead of everybody. No, I'm just very small. But now I realize that everybody's walking their path. I better focus on mine. I better focus on my path and take my chances. Take your chances, my guy. So whatever chance you have, take it. It's like riding off-road. Bro, that will not forgive you. Take your chances and be bold about it. And then there's something a guy called Richard Barnes used to say. He was a rally driver.
Yes, I remember the name.
Yeah. When in doubt, flat out. Like when you feel like you're about to fumble, just step on the gas.
There's no room for...
bro, the gas will get you out of the problem. So that's it. So I came back emboldened, and now I'm willing to try everything. I'm willing to try politics. Before I left, I was like, I'll never do politics. Who said? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you live. Yeah.
If he gets in the right circles, he can pull off a Nairobi MC at least, I think. Because I was seeing when he was riding around the country, like online sometimes when you see all these noisemakers, you think they're a majority, but they're just a loud minority. But on the ground, you go, he's getting a lot of love and what. On the ground, ground. Now, those are the important people who we depend on for views and what, but you want to act like you're too above them or something. Actually, they're the ones who make you relevant. And that's why I get really pissed off when people... like when they do movies and they don't do very little to satiate the crowd, it drives me crazy. So
you live, you learn, and you iterate, adjust, learn, move on, fix, and then don't live in regret. Yesterday does not exist. Tomorrow is in the imagination. All we have is for now.
So what's the political plan? Because the power is there, the support is there. Definitely some organizational skills need to be there, need to be implemented. What's the goal? What's the first goal?
I don't know yet. I just know it's something that needs to happen. I just don't know yet. So I don't have a laid out plan that this is how I'm going to attack. I just know my mind, and I'm talking about maybe 3-4 days ago. That's when I was like, you know what? I think it's time.
And who's in it? Because we all have, it doesn't matter, not in us.
And you see these days, it's actually quite easy to get into a lot of things if you want to, because if you really apply yourself on just one. Some things take a long time, but really the difficult things, the valuable things, they take a long time to establish. Because like you see for Kibe, him, if he's to go into politics, he's already done about 10 or so years of just being known. So if he can transition that, get into the right groups, the right people, it will work. Because I don't think he has a problem of presenting himself to people. It's just because I don't really listen to like a lot of the crap, a lot of this bought and paid for people talk about. Because the organic reach is everything. People liking you for you, not that they've been force-fed you and your nonsense. Because that happens a lot, in case you didn't know.
A circle in the, oh my God, these are the guys I have to talk to. No, but we have people in our lives. I don't know who for you in your life it is, but when you're going through that down or that lull of self-doubt, embarrassment, disappointment, there was no one in your corner telling you?
I can tell you, for me, I think I'm self-aware enough to just look at it and say, I'm messing up here, I'm messing up there. This is what I need to do. Because a lot of the times it's that you need someone, you need a shoulder to lean on. If it's not finances, emotions, forget about it. For me, I need people for investment. People have money. That's what I need. I don't need this extra emotional stuff or people pat me. Oh, you'll be fine, Albo, and what. I want to, when I do something great, maybe I win something or make some money. That's enough. All these extras, I think it's making people too needy. You just want, please feel bad for me. Like, let's solve the problem. This feeling bad part it's nonsense. It wastes time and resources.
You boss, you don't need anyone. Fix that shit for yourself, man.
Okay, that is why I like him. We think
when somebody else comes, you're just going to create a dependency on that person. Yeah, because now every time you're in that lull, you look for that person again. Hey, how are things? Please give me energy. No, fix that shit for yourself. Yeah, fix it and don't create any dependency. So
it's hard, but you have to think about it.
Every day I wake up, whatever doubts I have, I'm fixing myself, right? Because how am I going to talk if I'm not fixed? I was embarrassed to even do my show because I was thinking I'm a fraud now. You understand?
Because of that Gen Z thing.
Because I like to have the fire when I'm doing my show. So today is the time I put up a poster for the first time the whole year. Today is the first time I said, fuck it.
So you were living like this?
I was living like, hey, I don't want people to see through me.
Let's see the poster there.
But that is done. That is done. I don't care about that anymore. I don't care about being embarrassed anymore. I don't care about going broke.
Yeah, this is the one you're talking about.
I don't care about what you think about me.
That's so free.
Yeah. I'm done with caring about what people think about me. That is done. That is so last year. Yeah.
That is exactly where my mind is at. And I'm not rich or even close. It's just that sometimes you gotta have to step back from the nonsense and try and just do something solid. Just do something solid. Talking of something solid, Book of Kah. That's hapa tuko na Book of Kah, OT Unleashed Book of Kah. We release a teaser. Here it is. If you can go to YouTube, go to my ex Albert Nyakundi, you can see the teaser here. This teaser is for the OT Unleashed Book of Kah story. This is like a little short story in the Book of Kah universe. So we are trying to do Chapter X, Book of Kah Chapter X feature film. So we are doing a fundraiser, a crowdfunding. So I will put the links down in the description. All right. Go and drop something there. There's a till number, there's PayPal, there's Buy Me a Coffee, all these things. Go there, do something. There's a lot of merch. There's merch. I'll show you the merch. There's a video I'm doing special that will show all these things. There's very good, beautiful merchandise. Let me get the thing. Let me get the. Let me show you. I'll show you guys a sample just now. Let's go here. Let's go. So there is my buy me a coffee. There's levels. Many the warrior, Zumuzi the Jeba level, Queen Sheikh level, and Nama the Anvil. So all this is going towards the production of Book of Kah Chapter X, the feature film. So kama ukiingia hapa hivi ndani Naweza kuja hapa kwenye soap. I'm still populating, but I think you love this, the merchandise that we have here. I don't know if I can. Can you see those merchandises? Hizo ni hoodies. The hoodies. Seeing those hoodies. Unaona hiyo? All type of thing. I think that this is gonna be, this is something. Kuna t-shirt. There's hats. There's only like two. We have like two designs over here. Why are you loading slowly, Omera? There it is, the main. There, this one. I see this one. This one is this one. So inafanana kabisa. Then t-shirts. You see those t-shirt kama huyo. Nilikuwa nimeupload mingi. Where are they? Where's the t-shirt mwingi? Anyway. Now, I'll actually do a video to show you guys exactly what we have here. Exactly what we have. Alafu tuendelee ama vipi? So, we are going to listen a bit more to what Andrew has to say. Then I'll wrap this up. This is what really was important to me, is able to see how the narratives keep coming back. Oh, the guy is broke, the guy is this, but here is, this is a month ago.
Some of the rooms we slept in on this trip, you'll be so shocked. Some of the things that we did, some of the places we went.
I saw a video you posted about, there was a bathroom you posted and you're like, look at this shit.
In Garissa.
I think so.
In Garissa, I almost got electrocuted. And look at that puny hotel. They've given us it's called what? The net. It's called a sleeping net.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's mosquito net.
Mosquito net. That is, you cannot fix it. So I was trying to fix it the whole night so that it stops letting in mosquitoes. Because I'm a softie.
Quiet.
Yeah. Me, I cannot sleep with mosquitoes. So
I also
kept
can't.
fixing it. Now in the morning I wake up, I'm going to take a shower. I take a shower just when I'm now about to funga that thing, because I'm like, fucking hell.
And that shit feels terrible. The environment.
Put off this thing. It was just an experience after the other. So it's not like fuck Garissa. No. Yeah, it was just, that was for that moment.
Some of my finest refining happened in my quote unquote very low moments. I look back and I cherish them. I'm like, thank God.
Yeah.
No, it makes you like dig deep. Then it builds character and ability. That's what
That happens. Because what comes next is liberation. We were once talking on phone, and so with this new, of course it was to one of your kids, with this newfound enlightenment, how do you pass it down to your offspring?
Okay, I'm just gonna let you guys go watch that. It's a 1 hour 41 minute long podcast. Uko kwa every other time with Eric EOTWE. Go and finish that. Unaweza subscribe pia. You know these people that I read. I'll leave actually the link to this video in the description, along with all those crowdfunding resources. Ama vipi? Otherwise, like, subscribe, share.